talk about a very important topic, and of course, it's concerning holistic scalp detoxing. So, one thing that I would like to come on and talk about is what is it, right? I know that there's a lot of confusion right now that are floating through individuals' heads, and a lot of myths and marketing ploys that have kind of confused us. So, I wanted to just come on tonight to first wish you a happy Saturday, invite you to subscribe and or like the video. And if you're if you're nasty, join my membership programs. I didn't mean to say that. I'm just saying if you would love to get exclusive videos. I just made an amazing video that we'll be uploading later for my members only, actually describing why scalp buildup doesn't go away. So what I wanted to come on and talk to you all about tonight is the composition of scalp buildup, like what it is and why it ends up turning into a flake. So once again, hi, my name is Tanya Mason. I'm your holistic hair and scalp restoration practitioner. Um, Coming on, like I said, to just describe and explain what the sweat buildup and what dandruff is and what psoriasis is and what dermatitis is. So these all are three different words that describe three different levels of buildup. There's dandruff is one thing, dermatitis is another, and psoriasis is another. So I wanted to just come on and share this crucial information and research that I have discovered and educated myself on. So, unfortunately for us, we do excrete and eject a chemical ourselves. Did you know that a lot of individuals are not really educated about their own body functions? Um, and so, one of the many things that the human body excretes is sweat. You also excrete heat. You also excrete sebum. And all of those three things, no, excuse me, two of those things are substances, which is your sebum as well as your sweat. Now, I didn't even realize that we excrete an oil. I mean, I didn't really know that. That's probably why I was adding so many oils to my body, but it's called sebum, and it is the only natural or healthy oil in the world is the one that your own body excretes. Well, thank you, Steve, and welcome to my live. Hi, King Von. Um, Thank you. Don't be distracting me like that. 'Cause you make me blush. um, so, unfortunately, our bodies excrete what's called sweat, and it's a chemical because within our sweat, 90% of it is water, but then 10% is salt. So it's the 10% of salt that's in our sweat is what turns to a solid because it's not the water that turns to a solid. Water cannot solidify. Hi, Merlene. It actually is the salt that is in our sweat that is actually drying and turning to a solid. Once it turns to a solid, we got a lot of problems right now. And at that point, you not only are losing hair like crazy. Listen, so many individuals are wondering why they're suffering hair loss. And I'm finding it's because they're not getting their scalps detoxed and they're just washing their hair with shampoo. Well, shampoo does not get it off, does not get all of it off. I have so many videos to prove my claim that in my research studies, we did not detox the scalp prior to, and we used all kind of different shampoos. We used tea tree shampoo. We used Head and Shoulders, some blue. We used the green and white bottle that the dermatologists subscribe as well. And after all of those shampoos, my camera still saw a lot of buildup still on the scalp. So my proven technique of detoxing the scalp with a sharp comb prior to shampooing the hair is my new holistic alternative solution and approach to removing it. Prior to my transition into being a holistic hair and scalp restoration practitioner, I really didn't know what to do with it. I'm not going to lie. I actually thought that covering it with oil was helpful, and I guess I thought that oil was a dandruff remover, and it is not. I now realize that I'm making the buildup worse by adding oil or anything to it because I didn't realize it came off as easily as it does when you use the right tools. Now, if you're using the wrong kind of detoxing tools, I've seen so many individuals using on the market, you're going to struggle. You're going to notice that it's not all coming up. You're also going to notice that you may be tangling the hair, and that's because you're using an improper tool. So these are some of the things that I go over in my amazing holistic hair and scalp detox training coming to Phoenix, Arizona, March 24th. I also have a date set here in Colorado Springs, Colorado for April 21st. And listen, what's nice about me and my educational department is that I can train anybody. So you don't need a license, a beauty license. You don't have to be a cosmetologist to take my training, or a barber. You can just be a mother, a father, an individual just wants to learn about his or her scalp. But I want to let you know that my price is super cheap, super, super, super cheap, because you can't go nowhere else and obtain scalp education without going back to medical school. You got to go back to medical school and go through 4 years of medical school to be a dermatologist, or you got to go and spend 6 months, 6 weeks, I think, something, I don't remember, to go to trichology school. Those are the only two areas beside my area that is offering scalp detox education. And the dermatologists do not detox, they treat. So this is a holistic approach to removing your scalp buildup, which is dermatitis, dandruff, or um, psoriasis. So just had to remove someone being a little distractive. So one thing about me, everyone, I'm sick right now. What kind of sick? Dane, yes, I can help you. What you sick with? Because some people are sick in the head, some people are sick in the knees, some people are sick, you know what I mean, and in the heart, So let me know, where are you sick at? And I definitely got some advice for you. One thing I already kind of not, Monkey Rick. Wait, Dane. Um, Sounds like, Dane, you're not drinking enough of the right kind of water, because those are the only individuals getting sick today, are those that are dehydrated. And let me just elaborate a little bit. Dehydration is the biggest silent killer of all. It's worse than diabetes. Dehydration is worse than high blood pressure. Diabetes is worse than sleep apnea. Diabetes is worse than dehydration is worse than allergies. Dehydration is the worst fatigue that you can entertain, because it's a silent killer. It's going to keep you sick. You're going to always have pains and fatigues if you are not drinking enough of the right kind of water. And this is also something I've noticed that stylists and professionals that stand behind the chair are not doing. And fatigues, let me break this down. Fatigues don't stop you from performing and functioning. Fatigues just agonize your mental because you can feel it. So when you're dehydrated, you can still work. You can still work out dehydrated. You can have sex dehydrated. You can argue and fight dehydrated. You can eat dehydrated. You can sleep dehydrated. The dehydration doesn't stop you from functioning. Dehydration just makes your functions hard, because that's what causes things like headaches, stomach aches, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, allergies, lower back pain, constipation. All of those fatigues stem from not drinking enough of the right kind of water. And let me say something, drinking enough of the right kind of water is so cheap and easy compared to going to the doctors and taking all the pills and then suffering the side effects, and then it don't even go away, and then you got to keep going back to the doctor. If you just drink half your body weight of the right kind of water, you'll never get sick. I do it. I'm a walking proof. When I didn't drink half my body weight in water, I was constantly sick, always going to the doctor. Now that I have figured that part of life out, along with all of these other holistic alternative solutions that I've discovered, I don't need a doctor anymore. And that is a flex, because most of you watching this video probably just left the doctor's last week, or you have an appointment coming up. So if you are sick now, you may like going to the doctors, and you may like being sick, and you may like, you may like being fatigued. Um, then this isn't for you. Chicken dipper. All water is liquid. And what kind of water do you drink? Because all water isn't the same. And a lot of individuals think that they know everything, but they don't really know as much as they know until you talk to me. So what kind of water are you drinking? Because all waters are not the same. And in fact, ooh, chicken, don't be drinking tap water. Do you realize you're drinking water that has chlorine in it? You have also fluorine. Do you know fluorine is a poison? You can call your local water department and they'll tell you how many chemicals that the EPA approves to put in that tap water. Listen, if you're like me, you think because it's clear, it's clean. It's not. Put it in a glass and put it in the window in some sun, and you will see all the stuff that's in your tap water floating in the water. And I never thought to do that because I thought tap water was clean. Never did I know that there's as much stuff in the tap water as there is. And the only individual that will drink the tap water is one that has no idea what's in it. So I highly recommend, chicken, that you get with your local water department, call them up on the phone and ask them. Go visit your water department. Did you know that it's a county office that's open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5? I didn't know that because no one ever inspired me or challenged me to go visit one except my father. And let me tell you, when you visit your local water departments, you're going to learn a lot. Not only do they give you a tour, but they have no problems sharing their facts and information about the tap water, about how many chemicals is in it, where it comes from. I bet you all have never thought about that, about where the tap water comes from. Have you ever stopped to think, where is this water coming from? Where's the source? They tell you all of that as well. And then listen, when I learned how many chemicals the EPA is approving to be put into the public tap water, I asked why. Why would they do that knowing that we drink it? And guess what the supervisor at the water department told me? He said it's the EPA, Tanya. It's not the HPA. EPA stands for Environmental Protection Agency. They're not here to protect us. We're supposed to take care of ourselves, and they assume that we already are supposed to have the knowledge. That's deep. EPA only protects the environment. So that means that they're just going to make sure that there's no fumes coming up from the water, and that if any animals in the state drinks the water, we're not going to have a whole bunch of dead animals laying all around the state. That bothered me. And this is probably why I decided to do the research that I started doing, because I used to drink tap water too. And I didn't know there was all that stuff like boo-boo is in tap water, traces of boo-boo, traces of gasoline oil are in tap water. Because listen, do you know where your tap water is sourced from? Usually it's your local reservoir that sits within the same zip code that you sit in. That's gross. That's like you just going to the reservoir and filling up water bottles and taking it back to the house. That's disgusting. We have ducks all in the reservoirs nowadays. We got human in the reservoirs. We got fish in the reservoirs nowadays. So that's a lot of contamination that I don't want to be drinking. So, chicken, please be careful with your tap water. Don't drink it anymore. I highly recommend that you get to your highest elevation mountain, obtain the rights to the water, and fetch your water. We're supposed to be fetching water like Jack and Jill did back in the day. So if you want more information about any of this, about your scalp buildup, your climate, your water intake, because in addition, chicken, to drinking the tap water, you got to make sure that you're drinking enough for your body, and that's different for everybody. So chicken, however much you need is not how much I need, because it's by your weight. A lot of individuals are guessing at how much water they need, and those are the individuals that are sick and fatigued because you can't guess at how much water you need. It's a specific amount that has been set forth that every body mass requires in order to be hydrated. So if you're guessing that a gallon of water is what you need, you're probably off the mark. And if you're guessing that 8-ounce glasses of water is enough for you, that's only enough water for an individual that weighs 128 pounds. So make sure, chicken. I pray that I've helped you out a little bit and put some things on your mind, which is what I do. I'm a holistic practitioner, so I make us look at the whole instead of just saying, oh, go drink some water. Well, I've done the research, and you got to make sure you drink the right kind of water, and you also got to make sure that you're drinking the right amount of water for your body mass, all right? I pray that this all helped y'all. Thought that I'd just come on before I get out of here. Y'all have a great rest of your evening.